In the modern workplace, if you can call it a workplace rather than a workspace, the ability to work interactively and collaboratively across documents, across buildings, or even across time zones is not only essential, but a huge cost saving. Now, we're going to take a look at a document that I've been asked to complete. We're working on a team project together. There are a number of different departments working on this project, and you can see here that the marketing department has already been in to this group of 4 staff and put in who they would like to choose as a first choice and as a second choice to work with. So I need to add in my allocation as well. So I'm working for the finance department, and I would really like Carrie working with me because I know she's excellent from that front. And my backup, my reserve would be Arthur because he's also got a good understanding of the finance side of things. Now you can see on here that there's a message to say that we're going to get these confirmed before we can begin with phase 2. Okay? Now phase 2 is here and it talks about seeing a timesheet. Now because we're working collaboratively, we can click on this and we can see a preview of it before we even go and open it, which is fantastically helpful. But I'm just going to go ahead and open this. And we can see that Susan's got some hours already put in there. And this is already going to work it out. And we can also see that someone else is working on this document at the same time. So I'm going to choose, I think, I would like Carrie working with me from 8:30 on Monday until 12:30. Okay? And I'm really happy with that. And hopefully that won't change at all. This is just for this coming week. We shouldn't have too many problems. And as my colleagues start to work, you can see that we will see them working live at the same time. But we won't see exactly what they're putting until they've fully entered what they're saying. So we can see that they want Harry at the same time. But they also want Carrie to start a little bit later by the look of it. So we can see that they've changed that. And that's not what I put originally. Now, if I hadn't been watching that live, I might come back to this document later and I might not understand why things have changed. So I've got options like, for example, notification rules, where I can go in here and I can ask to be notified on my email address if any changes are made, either as a digest or straight away. And that would send me an email telling me exactly what's changed and highlighting it in a different colour. Equally, I can also come into here and I can maybe notice that something's changed and I can click on here, right click, and I can see the edit history for each individual cell in the spreadsheet. So I'm now able to look at the edit history and see that 8:30 was replaced with 9:30. And prior to that, I'd put in there 8:30. So that's what I want to restore. I want to go back to my 8:30. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that 8:30 back as it was, and it will show that I've done that. So we can all see who's collaborating at the same time, and we can stay on track with everything. We come back to the main sheet. We can see here that in phase 3, there's a central slide deck where we've got to add our proposals. And again, if we just click once, we'll see the slide deck itself. We can open this up. It opens in a side pane. And there's a slide for marketing, there's a slide for HR, there's a slide for sales, and a slide for finance. So my team would go on and work on the finance slide. And that wouldn't affect anything going on the sales slide, the HR slide, or the marketing slide. But what it does mean is we can all see what each other are producing. So if the marketing team start working on this, I can make sure that our finance team are using the same fonts, the same font sizes, the same sort of layout, and we can make sure that everything's consistent that way. And it's a really ideal way of being able to work together in a cohesive way. Now this example obviously uses Google Docs, but it can equally be done through Microsoft Teams, and there are numerous other ways of working collaboratively as well. It's really important that you're aware of the other people working within the team, but also respectful of their work and careful not to delete or change things unnecessarily. Although It's not the end of the world if you do, because there are ways to retrieve that information. And we'll have a look at that later on.